It's Saturday, July 25th, and I'm on another huge all-day railfanning adventure. The first stop is at milepost 33 at a set of ABS signals. Next, we stop at Control Point Mercer at milepost 34 through 34.5. While I was stopped there, a train approached. Alright guys, so there's an SD70AH leading this mixed freight, and they just pulled to a stop here at Control Point 35. I don't know why they stopped. They're either waiting for a train that's on the same track, going the opposite direction to come and switch over, or on the opposite track, going the same way to switch to the other track. Either way, I'm going to try and wait this one out and see what happens. Alright guys, I'm down at the head end, and the SD70AH has throttle going, but he's the only locomotive on right now. It stopped for a while and only had one loco running, SD70AH 8861. Trailed by SD70ACE 8548 and AC44C6M 7063. I believe that Rebuild and ACE had shut down for some reason and they needed to fix it because they had a clear signal. After a while I moved along and found another loco in the middle, Rebuilt CM44AC 6612, which is a Rebuilt AC4400, which is more commonly called an AC44C6M. Here in Fremont, like about 8 miles out here. But here's GP38-2500, and we got 3 GEs over there. Let's go take a look at those. When I arrived, I found no action yet, but 4 locos sitting in the yard. First, our friend GP38-2500. Nearby were 3 GEs. First, AC44CW CTE 6058, ex-Chicago Northwestern AC44CW 6730, and ES44AC 8077. Soon after, our first train appeared, the regular monster coal train headed for Wisconsin. More familiar power leading again, first original ES44AC 5432, and ex-Chicago Northwestern AC44CW 6672. I love to see when these locos have doors open so I can see inside. I missed the locos in the middle when moving to another crossing, but in the rear was AC44CW CTE 5706. Now this video is going to be somewhat long, and here's why. I've only made one video before on Fremont, so I'm going to be going over a few things. Fremont is a small town of about 25,000 people. It was built around the railroad. The UP Omaha subdivision and Blair subdivision meet here and converge into one. So that's why it's so busy, because it's the action of 2 subs in one. For UP, it's a crew change point, as well as tons of industries in the area that both railroads switch out. Both railroads have small yards here. They both also store lots of things like rail, track equipment, crossing gates, signal heads, and lots more. UP is very busy here and sees 20 to 40 trains in a 12-hour span. BNSF isn't so busy and will only see 6 to 7. Now there's also a short line, the CBR Coes Bay Rail Link Railroad. It's a short line company that operates all over the U.S. Here they operate a big grain elevator and deliver cars to a stall track farther down the line near milepost 38, where UP will pick them up. The next week I caught them working, but I didn't get any footage because I thought they were going to go over the crossing, but they never did. The loco working is an ex-Chicago Northwestern GP30, switching cars around with a beautiful P5 horn. From a distance, I thought it was a K5LA. Hopefully I'll get some footage on this railroad working soon. Next up was an intermodal with 2 red over greens headed up towards Blair off the Omaha sub. Leading the train was AC44CW 6435 and SD70M 4235. After that, I made my way over to the other crossing, only to miss the yard power leaving. Not sure where they were going, but they didn't come back. Following that was a train on the BNSF, a 1x2 tank train. Leading it was ES44AC 6404. In the rear was ES44C4 6642 and ET44C4 3856. Soon later came another UP mixed rate, led by ES44AC 7463, SD70M 4267, ex-Southern Pacific AC 44CW 6161, SD70AH 8763, and AC 44CW 6459. The leading Gevo had a great first-generation Nathan K5HL horn, so nice of the crew to hold it down for me. While the rear of the train was nearing, another one was coming up to stop for a crew change. Leading it was ES44AC 7911, AC 44CW CTE 6045, ES44AC 8033, GP38-2 516, and lastly original ES44AC 5285. train was departing, up came yet another one, an intermodal coming down from Blair, led by SD70AH 8644 and original ES44AC 5400. In the middle of the mixed rate was ES44AC-H2521. Next was a mixed freight coming out of the yard with plenty of exhaust, led by ex-Chicago Northwestern AC44CW 6676, AC44CW CTE 5707, and SD70 ACE 8450. Later, a train had stopped for a crew change, but was now pulling away into the yard and up to Blair, led by AC44CW 7272 and two original ES44 ACs, first 5473 and second 5513. The last train of the day was a 1x leading an AutoRack train. The leading loco was ES44AC 7913. guys watched the whole video, thank you so much. Be ready for the next Railfanning video from Fremont, featuring huge coal trains, the train going into emergency, meets, loud horns, crew changes, horn shows, BNSF, fouled horns, and much more. Thanks again from milepost 39 in Fremont, Nebraska. This is Union Pacific Omaha, out.